Another week of Talkin Ball with Coach Gut, Jeff Drzeski alongside of Coach Mike Gatelius. Coach, we're finally on a positive note on one of these. You end the losing skid. You get a 12-point road victory at Keystone this past weekend, first ever victory in the landmark for Catholic University. Let's start, let's go back a week. You have that bye week in between Lycoming and Keystone. How crucial was that to get your guys healthy, to get them in the right mindset, and to game plan for last week's win against Keystone?
Yeah, it was a big deal. It was a chance for us to really hit the reset button, and we got some key players back. Ben Sasuski on the offensive line, and Lawson Haylock got back to 100% on the defensive line, which is really, you got to start there. And getting those guys back was big, and then to go to Keystone, and Madden played a great game offensively, so it felt good to show, I think who we are as a team, that we haven't really been able to put that product on the field the way we've wanted to the weeks prior to that.
You finished the game with 26 unanswered points after going down 14-0. What was the message to the team? It was still early to keep them in that game and to keep them from thinking that, oh, here we go again.
Yeah, it was really important for them to trust the process and keep running our stuff. Just stick with the scheme and keep working. We had a couple penalties that hurt us, and that's, you can't get behind the sticks that way early on. So as the guys played a little cleaner in the second half, it really showed up.
You look back at, you talked about Madden's performance, over 300 yards passing, an efficient day, a couple of touchdowns, and then also Zach Williams on the ground. You guys were really able to get the ball moving on that side of things, over 100 yards for him on the day. Was it something you saw in the game plan or in the Keystone defense, or was it just game script that allowed you to keep kind of pounding the ground and getting him more and more involved?
We thought we could have some success running the ball, but they were really just trying to take away some of our passing game, and when you do that, you're going to open yourself up to the run a little bit. But they did a nice job taking some things away. But, we were able to see what they were giving us in the box. And once they, got a little lighter in the box to cover the pass, it was all up to Zach to get through. Now, he still had to take some shots to get those yards. He was running hard, but we took what they were giving us.
And then defensively, after 14 points to start the game, Brandon Beach's defense goes, almost three quarters without allowing any points the rest of the game. What adjustments were you and him able to make, and what was kind of the mentality of the defense in that second half, knowing what the job was?
Yeah, Keystone's front was very physical offensively, so we had to make some adjustments on where we were putting people. We had to get the gaps filled. And once we did that, we were able to, take a little more advantage of our speed and run some things down.
And then looking ahead to this weekend, going to Wilkes-Barre to take on the Wilkes Colonels, sort of the inverse of our season. Wilkes, was winless in non-conference play, and then 3-1 now in the Landmark. Obviously dropped their first Landmark contest to a really good Susquehanna team. What have you seen from them, and what have they been able to do against some of these other teams in the Landmark successfully?
Wilkes runs the ball really well. They have a really good running back. They have a quarterback they put in who can really run. And then defensively, they have probably one of the best defensive lines we'll see all year. So, those are things that give people trouble. When you have a running back that's really hard to take down, and then you have a defense that's going to show up, you're a good football team then.
Coach, as always, thanks for your time. Best of luck this weekend.
Thanks, Jeff.